All right, guys. Coach Todd here. Welcome to the Elevation Coach Team Call. It is April 4th, 2016, and we got some cool stuff to celebrate. We're coming down off of Super Saturday, which was super exciting for me. I made a 2-hour trip up north to Portland, Oregon, where Vito, I don't know his last name, but he's a 15-star diamond coach in the Millionaires Club. He's been in the business for about 5.5 years, and he had some great tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight. And hopefully, how many of you guys were able to, that are on the call, were able to make it to Super Saturday?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. Tiffany and Annabelle. Annabelle, how was the one did you guys go to the one in Vegas?
Yes, we did. I had to go to a different one because the first one didn't respond back if they were going to have it. So I went to one that's bilingual, which is awesome. So
Oh, nice.
cool. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. Yeah.
How many people were there?
Oh gosh, there were a bunch of women. It was one guy. I'm sorry about that. It's like an estrogen bomb in there, but it was awesome. Just a lot of motivation working out, and then some girls brought their kids, so it was cool because they were motivated to be part of the whole thing too. So it was pretty cool.
That's
about
awesome.
20, I'm gonna say about a good 20.
Wow, that's cool. What about you, Tiffany? How was your Super Saturday?
Mine was good. I got to meet Tony Horton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you get a picture with him?
Yeah, and then I gave him one of my husband's military coins.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
The whole hand thing when you turn over a coin. So he was pretty impressed about that. And then I got to take a picture with Tara Carr.
Yeah.
And then,
I met her. She's cool.
I got to take a picture with Jeff. I forgot his last name.
Jeff Hill, the VP?
With corporate?
Yeah, Jeff Hill.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't know his last name. But yeah, no, it was really good. It was really crammed though. Extremely crowded.
Oh, I bet. Well, especially I think when Tony Horton was in Portland at our last Super Saturday, there was 1,100 people at that Super Saturday.
Yeah, this was like crazy. Like elbow to elbow. I don't even know how I couldn't even do a push-up because there was no way on even getting on the floor and doing a push-up.
Wow.
I mean, people were like, their nose was hitting someone else's feet.
Yep.
And they were doing the push-up by like going down on someone's feet and smelling their shoes. And I'm like, nope, good.
That's how the super workout is at Summit a lot of the times. It's just, you got 7,000 people in the street working out, and yeah, you're doing push-ups sideways and off to the side, and then you're kicking someone, and then they're kicking you, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys had a good time. I'm glad you had a chance to make it. So I do, as we get started here, I want to recognize a couple coaches because we had a really good month last month. First, I want to recognize Lindsay Kumar. I don't think she's on the call, but you guys have seen her on the leaderboards before. She made it into the 5 Lives Club, so that's Success Club 10. And Emily Richmeyer, awesome. She's on the call. Congratulations. She as well, in her first month, I believe, made it into the 5 Lives Club. So awesome work, Emily. And then Annabelle, who's also on the call, you made it into the 3 Lives Club. Congratulations, girl.
Thanks.
And then John, Maria, and Shannon all making a difference last month with less than 5 Success Club points. So great work, guys. Getting out there, sharing your passion, sharing your story, and how Beachbody has impacted your life. This is just evidence that you guys are doing that. So congratulations, and keep up the great work. And then as for last week, let's see, we had Annabelle in the 300 PV club, and then we had a lot of people in the 100 PV club. John Passaro, Cheryl Hewlett, Robert Pasquarella, Tiffany, Lindsay, Haley Furs, my wife Molly Warren, Allison Minnick, and Brian Richmeyer. So I think Brian, Emily's husband, got a challenge pack. So he made it to the 100 PV club. Awesome. So congratulations to all you guys who were on the boards last week and really just getting out there and sharing. And on last week's call, I said this business is very, very simple. What we do, we do a workout, we drink a shake, and we read a book, and we invite people to do that with us. It's simple. We're passionate about it. We have fun doing that. And if you guys keep it simple and not make it too complicated, you're going to do awesome. And just stick to those core things, those 3 vital behaviors. And now it's 4 vital behaviors. And the 4th vital behavior is what we just did. That 4th vital behavior is recognition. And that goes into recognizing your coaches for their hard work. That goes into recognizing your challengers for their successes and hard work as well. So that's something that I do currently in my challenge groups, with recognizing people for participation and rewarding them with prizes. And that's something you guys can do as well. And you're going to see a lot of benefit from recognizing people for their successes, because that really is a big, big motivator. And that's something that Beachbody has had as a foundation for their business. They believe that when you give people solid nutrition, solid fitness, and solid support and solid rewards, that you have a recipe for success. And that's the same thing with coaching. When you recognize people and have rewards, that's a great, great way to encourage people to continue to grow and continue to build. So with that being said, I wanted to get an idea of what your guys' takeaways were from Super Saturday. And then I will get into what I learned at Super Saturday from Vito. And he has a really, really unique style. You know, there's not a lot of... Hold on, my dog is eating my shoe. Barney, get. Turd. But he has a style unlike a lot of coaches. And what he's really unique in the fact that he is a male coach who is a superstar diamond coach. And that's very, very unique in our business. Usually, the leaderboards are dominated by women. Women are much more social than men, and they connect emotionally, and they just connect emotionally much better than men do, and that translates into building relationships. So if you're a woman in this business, you already have a huge advantage. So congratulations. But for guys, Vito is an awesome inspiration, and he takes away all your excuses for not putting in hard work, because this guy already has other brick and mortar businesses in the fitness industry that he's already running on top of his Beachbody coaching business. So he's a busy, busy guy, but he didn't let that slow him down. He wanted freedom to spend time with his family, and he made it happen. So with that being said, I'm curious to know, what are just like 1 or 2 takeaways? It could be 1 sentence, 2 sentences that you guys took away from Super Saturday. And I'm gonna pick on Tiffany right now, since she's on video and I can see her. So Tiffany, what was just one thing that sort of maybe it was a light bulb that went off, or maybe it just impacted you that somebody said at the Super Saturday, or maybe it was just an experience you had that was encouraging? What did you take away from Super Saturday? Whoop, I think you're muted.
I muted myself. Sorry.
There you go.
I got a lot of information from Super Saturday because we had 3 speakers.
Oh, wow.
Also, Tony Horton also speak too. So I don't know. Just so much. I would say the number 1 thing I got from it was that everybody starts from the bottom. Nobody just, because I think that's where I struggled. I was like, everybody's like so up there. Like there's no way that I would be able to get up there. And just like seeing how, like Tara explained how she was so like just nowhere. Like she just signed up because she wanted to get into shape for her husband. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, and then when he got back. And so just seeing her, how she built her business by just helping others and not really just running it as a business. She just did it because she wanted to help others. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where I got from it.
Awesome. I
don't know if that helps.
No, absolutely. Annabelle, are you still on?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right, cool. Well, what I got most of it is because I'm not saying you guys don't help me. You do, but what I'm saying is I felt kind of like alone, because I felt like I didn't know any other Beachbody coach that I could physically see, other than Paul, of course, but that's Paul. But anyway, it was like a sense of community, like coming together, everybody, whether you're a coach or someone just going to get information, you could really feel the positive vibe, just everyone there to support each other. I got a lot of tips from a lot of the coaches. especially the Spanish ones, because I didn't know how to hit the Spanish people, because I speak both languages, and I never thought of the Spanish community to go out there and reach out to them, because I know a lot of people that speak Spanish, and I can actually hold a Spanish challenge group, which I never thought of. I mean, it's just like little things that you don't think about because you're new, you're freaking out. What am I going to do? So it was just cool to connect with others, like physically, and be able to talk to them, and get a bunch of new friends is what I got from that. So it was pretty cool.
Awesome. Cool. Jeremy, how did your daughter's dance competition go? One second.
Sorry, I had to put my mic out here. It went really well. It's not that, when you sent that message, I talked about that.
Yeah.
I had to stay home with my son.
Oh, no.
That's why I wasn't able to go, because she couldn't take him with them to the dance competition. So,
okay.
But she did really well. They reached what was the score? Platinum on. One was high gold and one was platinum in their dance thing that they did. So.
Cool. Well, that's cool. Well, at least you got to spend some time with your son.
Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. And I got a lot from Super Saturday as well. Just seeing, I think Anna, to sort of play off Annabelle's comment about the community. I saw a few coaches there that I knew just from online and being Facebook friends with them, but I was the only coach from our team that was there in Portland. So I was by myself, but I still felt an awesome sense of community. And that's one of the things I love about Team Beachbody is you all have this mission of changing lives. You all have this passion for helping people, and you all have this goal of bettering your life through sharing your passion. And there's an instant connection there. You can see someone and they're wearing a 22-minute hardcore, t-shirt. You're like, oh my gosh, you got a t-shirt already? Did you go through the test group, or, how do you like it so far? There's an instant connection there. Also, just seeing for me, these people that I look up to, leaders that I look up to, Stephanie Davies, Vito, who else was there? There was a few more. A friend of mine from here in Eugene, she's a biologist. She was there, and she's building her business while being a biologist. So, I mean, it's just cool to see the different people there, and then realize that all of these people, like Tiffany said, started from the bottom, and while they're working a job, just like I work a job, they built an empire. And that's really, really cool to see. And that just goes every single time I go to a Beachbody event or, Coach Summit, I get recharged and refueled and pumped, and my belief level skyrockets. And I'm reminded again, like, I can do this. And you guys know it's easy to get bogged down, especially when you get a lot of people saying no, or no, you're not getting a lot of response from people. You're posting on Facebook. Nobody's liking your stuff. Nobody's commenting on your stuff. You're doing all this work, but you're not seeing immediate results from that work. And that's one thing that Vito talked about, is he talked about, he was talking about the 3 C's that destroy coaches. And the first one was courage. The second was confidence. And the third one was commitment. And I'll talk about those in a second. But actually, I might as well just start talking about those now, because that was his message. And going back to his style and how he communicates with his coaches, when he has his GSR calls with his brand new coaches, he asks them permission. Okay, you have this goal of doing XYZ. You want to replace your income or you want to bring your wife home from work. You want to bring your husband home from work. Do I have your permission to hold you accountable to that goal? To kick you in the butt when you need a kick in the butt, because you will need one. And he is a tough love type of coach, which I'm sort of that way, but I'm scared to share that tough love with my coaches because I don't know how they're going to react. Because when I see someone and I see their potential, I've had so many coaches on this team where their potential is so high, and they just can't see that if they're consistent and work their butts off, that in a short amount of time, they are going to see phenomenal results. And I think a part of the reason they give up so quickly is because those results are not seen immediately. And that's just a reality of coaching. What you do in the work that you put in this April is not going to come to fruition until May and June. Okay, that's just a reality of coaching. All the connections you're making, all the conversations you're starting, none of that is going to turn into customers or challengers or coaches until 1 to 2 months down the road. So you can consider the current month filling a funnel full of prospects and leads, and then down the road you have an opportunity to turn those leads and prospects and people that you've come into contact with and become friends with, you have a chance to introduce them to Beachbody, and they become customers and coaches, so on and so forth. And you have to keep doing that. And what Vito was talking about is a lot of new coaches, they get discouraged because those results aren't immediate. You know, usually we're used to seeing immediate results. When we make a change, whether it's with our diet or our nutrition or our exercises, we see results pretty quickly. You know, we'll lose a pound in a week. That's a measurable difference. With your coaching, you could reach out to 10 people a day and not sell a challenge pack. Okay, and that's just a reality of the business. This business is about relationships and trust. So you have to build that relationship and you have to build that trust in order for people to pull the trigger on something like a challenge pack or becoming a coach on your team. So I'm going to go into the 3 C's that he talked about on why coaches give up. So the very first one was courage. Okay, now if you go back, and it's getting super hot. I'm going to take off my coat. So if you go back and look at some of my very first posts as a Beachbody coach, you are going to see all kinds of stuff that you should not do. Like posting pictures of a Big Mac next to a cup of Shakeology and comparing the nutrition facts and the price. And you'll see stuff about, you know, just go look at my Facebook post from 2012 and you'll see what not to do with your Beachbody coaching social media. Okay, but what he started talking about is you got to start thinking about what differentiates you from the other 420,000 coaches that are out there now. Because if you're posting like, drank my shake today and, you know, or did my workout today, you know, there are 420,000 other coaches doing the same exact thing. So what separates you from them? And what separates you from them is your story. That's what people are interested in. They're interested in your story. So think about changing the way you approach your social media, because sometimes we just post a video of our workout and say, you know, hammer and chisel day 7 done. And that's fine. And I encourage you to be consistent with posting that stuff, but try and tell a story with it. When you say day 7 of hammer and chisel, I stopped lying to myself, that's going to catch someone's attention. And then you go into a story about, you know, giving up too early in your workouts. You used to think that you couldn't push through the pain or you couldn't push through, but as you've become a coach and you've progressed with your business and with your fitness, you know that you're capable of so much more. And you tell a story with your post. When you post a picture of food, you know, and I'm guilty of this sometimes. I just post a picture of food and tell people what it is. That's great information. But if you can tell a story with that post, if you can share with people the struggles that you've had with food or why you chose to eat, or share something of value where you can tell people, you know, how to think about creating healthy meals differently. Tell a story along with it. That's what's going to separate you from the 420,000 other coaches, because you're the only one that has a unique story unlike anybody else's. You are the differentiator between the 420,000 other coaches. So I encourage you guys, be courageous and step outside that comfort zone and start being transparent with people with your successes and your failures. And start sharing your story on social media. And one of the examples he gave is a lady, and he actually showed, he had her permission to do this. He showed a post that she did back in 2012. And it was a pic collage of like the Shakeology banner, a challenge group, Beachbody Challenge banner, and something else. And it just said, hey, running this challenge group on this day, this time, message me if you want details. And he goes, wow, that's nice. I saw 400,000 other posts exactly like that today. Why would I want to read into this? Why would I want to know more? And then he fast forwarded 2.5 years. This lady decided after a conversation with him, he's like, you have to start telling your story. You got to start getting real with people. You got to stop doing this, surface level stuff. You got to share something with people that they're going to be interested in. And when she started doing that, when she started stepping outside of her comfort zone, sharing her journeys, sharing successes and failures and opportunities missed and opportunities had, that's when she just saw a 180-degree turn in her business. And in those 2 years, she went from a brand new coach to a 5-star diamond coach, elite coach. So that little twist in the way you look at your social media about this is an opportunity for you to share a story rather than just post information. Information is good sometimes. If I'm posting information about how to track macros or something like that, that's providing some level of value. But if I'm just posting a picture and saying, I had cottage cheese today, who cares? I can go on Instagram and look at all kinds of cottage cheese pictures. I don't need to see yours. So get real with people and share a story behind what you're posting on social media. The next thing after courage he talked about was confidence. Now, think about this. When you post on social media about the business opportunity or about your challenge group or you're making a video, can people sense your excitement about what you're doing? Can they sense that you are passionate about helping people? Can they sense that you're passionate about your own goals to transform your family's circumstances with your Beachbody coaching business? Can they sense that passion? And you have to figure out some way to convey that passion. In my videos, how I show people that I'm passionate about this is I put out a lot of content, and I put out content that helps people reach their goals. And in my videos, I get excited. Hopefully you guys smile when you watch my videos, whether it's about 22-minute hardcore nutrition plan or what equipment is needed, or if it's about tracking macros. I hope that you see the joy in me when I'm sharing that information, or at least in the intros when I'm dancing around and flexing for the camera and stuff. Okay, I'm having fun while I'm doing this stuff. I'm having fun at Super Saturday. I'm having a ton of fun at Summit and learning. I'm having fun on these calls, sharing with you guys what I've learned and how I've grown my business. And if people can't sense that excitement, if they can't sense that level of, courage, and then, what was the C that I just shared, guys? Help me out. Confidence. I totally just went blank. If people can't sense that confidence in you, they're not going to be confident in following you because they're not getting excited because you're not excited. They're not getting passionate about their own health because you're not passionate about yours. You have to be able to convey that confidence that Beachbody, if you want to see changes, then you have to do a Beachbody fitness program. If someone says, hey, Todd, here's my goal, should I go to the gym or should I do a Beachbody program? I can say with so much confidence and so much excitement and assurity that they should do a Beachbody fitness program, and they will see better results than they ever will going to the gym. Because if they do a Beachbody fitness program, they're going to get me as their coach. They're going to get a challenge group with the support of other people going on the same journey as them. They're going to get the opportunity to earn money. They earn rewards and prizes from me. I can guarantee they're going to get better results. And that's why I say it with confidence. That's why I say it with joy and assurity and excitement And you guys got to convey that to the people you're talking to. That has to come across in your social media. That has to come across in your story. So courage, confidence, and then finally commitment. And we spoke briefly on this a minute ago, but your commitment to coaching, being an entrepreneur and having your own business, one of the most difficult things that you could do to try and earn a living. Incredibly difficult. But when you put in the work and when you are passionate about that work, there's nothing that can stop you. There's no number of no's that you can get from people that is going to discourage you from continuing on and moving toward your goal. Have you guys ever heard the phrase, your why has to make you cry? I've heard it too. I don't believe it. I can conjure up all the emotion that I want, but I can't force myself to cry about my why. Some people are very, very passionate and very emotional about their why. That's not me. My why is to glorify God and live the kind of life that I want to live. And when I envision that life, what that looks like on a daily basis, that charges me. That's why after 4.5 years, when I see some coaches who are at 2 years into the business, they're 15-star or double 15-star diamonds, and I'm 4 years into the coaching business and I'm sitting at 1-star lifetime rank. It's like, man, what have I been doing? I could choose to be discouraged. I could choose to say this isn't working. I could choose to just pull back the reins and forget about doing my daily activities at night and instead go watch House of Cards or something on Netflix. I could choose to do those things. But I have this vision for what my life can be if I put in the work and if I stay consistent and I don't give up. The only failure you are ever going to experience as a coach is quitting. Nothing you do in between there is a failure. Sure, you're going to have things that don't work, but the ultimate failure is you quitting. And you guys have probably heard other coaches say, be here a year from now. Be here a year from now. Or be here in a year. And the reason they say that is because if you're consistent for a year, it is literally impossible to not see results. And the key word there is consistent. And that goes back to the primary word that we began this part with was commitment. What is your commitment level? You got to get honest with yourself. And this goes back to the tough love that Vito shares with his coaching. It's like, you told me that your goal was to quit your job. Okay. And you told me that you wanted to do that in 24 months. But if I were to just shadow you for a week, your daily activities do not reflect that goal. And you have to get honest with yourself. I'm not gonna take you and say, hey, here's your goal. You need to hurry up. Let's go. I'm gonna pull you there. No, I'm not gonna pull you there. If you don't want to work the business, you don't want to work the business. I'm not gonna force you. I'm gonna work with people who are willing. I want to work with people who are excited and passionate and want to get there. And I'm gonna pour my resources into them. But if you're telling me your goal is XYZ and your daily activities aren't matching up to that, well, then you got to have a come to Jesus moment with yourself and say, am I actually serious about that? Or is this just a little fun thing I say I want to do? And I've had to have those moments with myself with my coaching business because there's been times where I get discouraged as well. It happens to me, and I'll take a week off where I won't answer emails or I haven't made a YouTube video or I haven't made a blog post, and I just get into a trench and it seems like I can't get out. But then I was like, you know what? I have a vision for my life. I know that I can do it. I know I have the potential. Let's get back in the game. And I'm back on track. And that's why after 4 years, this coaching thing has presented Molly and I with amazing opportunities. We've gone to go on amazing vacations. We've gotten to put our kids into a school that we love. She was able to come home from work to stay with our kids while they were younger. And now she's chosen to go back to work. So it's given us a lot of options. And when I envision what I want my life to be, I want those options, and coaching has provided that. So when I get down in those trenches and I feel like I can't get out, I feel like I'm not making any progress, I go back to my why, I go back to my vision, and that's where my commitment is solidified. So I tell you guys, the only thing that will crush your commitment is you quitting. If your dream, if your goals, if your vision for your life is worth putting in the work for, just freaking do it, and stop making excuses, and stop doing all this other stuff that's just distracting you from reaching that goal sooner. So courage, confidence, commitment. Those are the three things that crush coaches and stunt their growth in this business. So that's what I learned, at least what I could remember, since I don't have my notes. But that's what I learned from Vito at Super Saturday. So I'm telling you guys, I don't think there's another Super Saturday until this fall, because we got Coach Summit in July, which I actually just reserved our want to know what's crazy is right now the only hotels that have vacancy is the Grand Ole Opry Resort or something. And it's 11 miles from the city center where Beachbody Coach Summit is. And I went ahead and reserved it. And but then I went online to VRBO.com, which is vacation rentals essentially. And I found a condo like 3 blocks from Coach Summit for less money per night. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. So Molly and I will be there. I hope that you guys are on the waiting list and you get there.
That's if they're open it up.
Yeah. And like I said, Carl Deichler said last year that nobody that wanted to get to Summit was not able to come because of lack of tickets. So yeah, okay. I know it can seem like it's like, man, this is getting down to the wire. I might not get to go, but everyone who wanted to go got to go last year.
Don't they open it up is it April or May that they open it up, like the workshops?
The workshops open. My registration, I get to register early because I'm a Success Club All-Star legend. So I get to register for the workshops on the 11th. Yeah,
and I think it was like they showed it on Saturday.
Yeah, then you can register on the 18th of April. For all other coaches.
But how do you do that if you're going if you don't have a ticket? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'll have to register for the workshops once you get your ticket.
If they have spots.
If they have spots. Well, there's always the trainings. They're massive. I mean, they can seat like 7,000 to 8,000 people.
That's good then.
Yeah, so it's not like there was a few that got shut out, which were like Melanie Mitro's Diamond Factory training, a couple of those. But a lot of people, they end up, they open the doors in the back of the conference hall, and you can just sit back there and look on the big screen and take notes.
Yeah.
So you can still get in lots and lots of quality training. So.
Yeah, because I know it's Super Saturday. Oh my God, that was like crazy. I was stalking the page, refreshing my whole phone like for the days. It was really funny. I returned my tickets 4 different times because I got regular tickets. Then I got 2 coach tickets, and I needed a guest ticket instead of a coach ticket, so I had to return 2 of those tickets. Then I upgraded to VIP tickets, so I had to buy those. Then I had to on my regular ones, and they were like probably like, oh my goodness, lady. And then I bought an extra VIP ticket just in case if I can get my husband to come. So then I earned that one because he couldn't come, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Hey, you got to go though. That's awesome, and you got to meet Tony Horton. That's great.
It was pretty fun though.
Well, cool guys. Well, I hope you can. If you're not on the waiting list for Summit 2016. Leave this call, go to CoachSummit2016.com and get on the wait list, because you have to be at that event. It will change everything about your business. It will change the way you look at it. It'll change the way you look at your own goals. It'll change the way you look at this team. It'll change the way you look at your daily activities, all of it. And it all for the better, all for growth. So it really is important. And plus, I want to buy you guys dinner. So Well, with that being said, guys, unless anybody has any comments, we'll get off here and end the call a little early tonight. Good? We're going to go out and kick butt this week? Heck yeah. Let's go out
For sure.
Let's go out there, share our passion, get uncomfortable, step outside the comfort zone, read your personal development.
Are we doing any training for the new coaches?
Let's see. What is today? 4th? We still need to discuss, and maybe I'll start that conversation tonight in a private message. We need to discuss what that's going to look like, whether it's a private group or a recurring training that's just ongoing. So I'll message some of the key people on the team tonight, and we can sort of start that think tank of how we're going to train new coaches. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for getting on the call.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Adios.